I'm Marcus James Dixon with Gold Derby, and I'm here with my fellow senior editor, Rob Licuria, and a very special guest star, Willow Pill, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14. Willow, huge congrats on your victory. And I would just love to know kind of broadly how your life has changed over the past 5 years.
Over the past 5 years?
Sorry, 5 months.
5 months.
It's been a long season.
I was like, wow, we gotta really go back. No, over the last 5 months, it has changed quite a bit. And I'm kind of processing it all now because when you get on Drag Race, I think most of the contestants will say that you don't really realize that you're on Drag Race for quite a while. It's such a shock. If you have a dream that you've dreamed of for years and years, in my case, like 14 years, then it's kind of hard to get out of that dream state once it's reality. But it's been really wild. I mean, I did not expect kind of the outpour of love and support that I've now gotten from the show and from the fans. And it's changed kind of in every way.
Yeah, I think it's, every single element of your life is completely different now. Let's rewind back to the big reveal. RuPaul crowns you as America's Next Drag Superstar. You fell to the floor in shock and awe, and you thanked your family, your friends, and Cornbread's ankle.
Yes.
There's always a joke lurking around the corner with you, which is what we love most about you on the show. So what was going through your head when RuPaul said Willow Pill?
Kind of, there was so much adrenaline pumping through my system. The whole finale, doing the entrance, the red carpet, the performance, the lip sync. And by the end of it, you're kind of just in shock and awe. And so, it was like in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I won RuPaul's Drag Race. But then it's like not until much, much, much later that you're like, oh my God, no, I won RuPaul's Drag Race. So in the moment, you're just kind of going with it. You're like, oh, I guess this is it. And, you're kind of just like playing the part of like, I guess I'm the winner. And I don't know, it's kind of a blackout moment when that really happens.
We're all huge awards fans here at Gold Derby, and we have some fun news to share. Your song, I Hate People, the one that you wrote and performed in the finale, is being submitted to the Emmys for Best Music and Lyrics. Can you tell us a little about where that song came from? And keep in mind that this category was won by Dick in a Box from SNL, Agatha All Along from WandaVision. So the Emmy voters, they do kind of love this more unique, slightly outrageous song choice.
Yes, totally. We all had to obviously do our own songs for the finale, and it was written with Leland, who does a lot of the music for RuPaul's Drag Race, a lot of the musical challenges, and we kind of wanted to do something that was just totally out there. Of course we could go the route of speaking about the things that I did on Drag Race or branding Willow Pill. But we thought, what better way to brand me than to just do another unexpected thing? And so that was the idea. And then, after being in 2 years of pandemic and government flukes and ridiculous things happening in the world, I think kind of a disdain for humanity is on everyone's mind. And that felt like a place where we could be both serious and silly.
Yeah, it certainly was that. I thought the performance during the finale was so wild and awesome and fun, with heads everywhere, and I mean everywhere. So now that you're a winner, baby, and on the show, what would it mean to you to be an Emmy winner or nominee as well? Because Drag Race is an Emmy machine, and Raven, past contestant, she won an Emmy for makeup 2 years ago. So this is actually a possibility. So have you even considered what it would feel like to be on the red carpet and then holding one of those things?
That would be insane. I mean, there's been a lot of firsts this year in my life, and an Emmy would be a great way to kind of top off everything that's happened this year. That's not something I've never even thought was a possibility. So it's kind of wild to even think about. And you know, I hope to be on that red carpet looking gorgeous with an Emmy in my hand. That's all I can really ask for at this point.
I was at DragCon this year for the first time, and I saw your booth, and there were so many people in line. It felt like a Disneyland ride. People came from near and far to come visit you. What was that? What was your takeaway from the Drag Race experience?
At DragCon,
DragCon, yeah.
it was wild. I mean, a DragCon is different because, you know, local shows, it's mostly people from the area or from around the state. And that's wild in its own way. All these people kind of coming to see you and knowing your name. But at DragCon, I remember I kept having the thought of like, oh, wow, like people really know who I am beyond just the scope of people who go to drag bars. Because DragCon is where a lot of families come, a lot of older people who don't really frequent the bars anymore will come. People from Mexico came, people from Australia, people from the UK. And so it was kind of shocking to see how much of an outreach the show really has and the impact that I had on the show. And so it was really special and humbling. Well, maybe not humbling, maybe ego inflating, but you know, also humbling in a way. So yeah, it was kind of an emotional, fun time.
Yeah, and you got to make the most of it while it's while it's happening, and let that ego fly. Why not?
Why not?
Why not, man? Let it go. And now I wasn't even listening because I've just got "I Hate People" in my head now. That's because that's the earworm song of the year. It's actually one of the songs that we live with in our lives because we do hate a lot of people. Okay, so Drag Race is about a lot about color and being your true authentic self. Oh, we've lost Willow. Here we go. It's about your true authentic self and you know, and color and costume and drama, but it's also about the friendships. So we're curious to know who do you have lifelong friendships with from the show, and who do you think, you know, that you'll be friends with forever from the show?
Honestly, a lot of queens from the show are so near and dear to my heart now. I mean, really, I talk to everyone, or at least text everyone every once in a while. I mean, I call Cornbread almost every day, or rather she calls me and bothers me. And I talk to Angie all the time, Daya, Bosco, Carrie, June. Yeah, I mean, it's when we tell people this is really a special cast that really bonded in a way that was pretty different from a lot of past seasons. That's really true. I think going into a season after a year and a half of COVID, and all of us just kind of being lonely and wanting to like hang out with people changed a lot of things. And we were all just very protective of each other. We are very protective of each other. And yeah, I don't know. It's just something in the water was just kind of the right place, right time, right people. And I love them all. But yeah, Cornbread, Angie, Daya, Bosco, Carrie, June, those are really the people that I talk to all the time and keep me grounded.
In the lead up to appearing on the show, I'm sure you did your research and watched old seasons of Drag Race. Were there any challenges that you were really looking forward to that you thought you would be able to kill, but for some reason they didn't pop up on your season?
Oh, that didn't pop up. I mean, there was a long season, so we did a lot.
Yeah, you did everything pretty much.
But you know, the one thing that fans noticed and I noticed didn't pop up was the makeover challenge.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I'm kind of happy that it didn't pop up. I think I'm good at painting my own face and working on my own body, but that would scare me a little bit to have to paint someone else in, you know, a short amount of time, and being afraid that I would make someone else feel ugly or make them feel you know, not beautiful in drag. So though that was a fun one I was looking forward to, I think looking back, I'm kind of happy that we didn't have to do that.
You know what? People are still talking about that Snatch Game. I don't think it was that bad. It was good. It was fine. I don't know why people get so cranky.
It was okay. I mean, I think it could have been salvaged with some editing of some extra laughs in there, but you know, they need drama and they need to make some twists, and you know, we ended up the Lollapalooza, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah, that Lollapalooza was incredible, and it was just episode after episode of drama and tension. That's what we live for on this show, right? So, speaking of drama and tension, are you watching the All Winners season, and who are you rooting for? Because we go between Jada and Jinx Monsoon and Monet Exchange and Raja and Shakila. There's a lot of them, right? They're all amazing. Who would you be rooting for?
I mean, obviously, my sister Evie, I adore and want the best for her on the show, and hope that she gets some more standout moments. But as a fan, I am rooting for Raja and Jinx for sure. I think they're bringing that old school punk rock, regal style of drag back into the mix. And it's just something kind of really special to watch. And also, I love Jada. Jada is just pure beauty and joy for me to watch. And she just has that it factor.
In that All Winner season, it was filmed before you won the crown, I believe. So you weren't able to compete. Let's say they did ask you to be on the All Winner season. What would you have said? Would you have been enthusiastically yes, or would you have, because you would have to go back to back?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think it would be for me right now. I'm just a fresh little spry chicken out of the cooker, and you know, I wouldn't be ready for something like that right now.
Yeah, that's way too much drama. So my final question before Marcus wraps up is, what now? You've got, obviously you're still on the circuit and you're meeting with fans and you're traveling the world. What are you most looking forward to in the aftermath of this big win?
There's a lot to look forward to. I mean, I'm not going to say all my projects because, like I was in the showing, I keep my cards close to my chest. But I'm really excited to travel the world. I'm very, very excited to come to Australia and the UK. And yeah, I just kind of want to enjoy being with the fans and being with my girls on tour, and kind of getting to live a little bit of that rock star lifestyle for a little while.
And my final question, I'm dying to know, what is the most Willow look that you wore on the show? Like the most iconic, this is Willow Pill.
I think the look, I mean, I felt like all my looks were a great representation of me, but the one that really just was perfectly Willow was the house look. I think it was vintage, it was colorful, it was psychedelic, it was cute, it was a little creepy, and it had that perfect twist of dark humor in there.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Best of luck in your career and at the Emmy Awards. I Hate People. Everyone, all the voters need to go vote for it right now.
Yes, vote right now, please. Please.